First and foremost, I want to acknowledge and make appeasements to Shawanibinesi, our grandmother drum that sits there, and the beauty of her, the power of her, and calling us to order today as to why we're all sitting here. It's about acknowledging all of the harms that have happened thus far, but going beyond that and finding solutions.
I think a really good starting point is this quote from Anishinaabe elder Fred Kelly. He says that if reconciliation is to be real and meaningful, it can't be a generic process that's imposed on people. It must be rooted in the local context, informed by local Indigenous culture and language, and it must embrace the inherent right of self-determination through self-government envisioned in the treaties.
How do we heal? How do we educate one another? Like everything in life, the trees have foundations, the animals have foundations. But if we could start a curriculum for our children in the school system, then again they will walk together, they will learn together and understand more about each other.
We need that power to control ourselves, our destiny. It's well written and sung in our songs.
And this is what today is about, to be brave. Like we say, we can make these safer spaces, but really it's making brave spaces.
And if we think about the local context in Kenora, there really is a rich and complex history that's been marked by colonial oppression, racism, and violence, but also by many attempts to build bridges between Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities.
We've been meeting for 8 weeks, talking and having conversations specifically about belonging and home and who feels at home in Kenora and who doesn't.
Living here and building relationships with the people from the streets, it motivated me to want change for the community, not just for myself and not just for my children, but for everybody's children.
And so altogether I conducted 43 in-depth interviews with community leaders and elders, and many people said that if we honor the spirit of Treaty 3, that would be a way forward towards reconciliation. For settlers, it's more about looking in the mirror, questioning your assumptions, understanding how you have been privileged or have benefited at the expense of Indigenous people.
As survivors, we talk with our scars. Our scars are visible. We're not hiding them. The scars are there. Ask us about our scars, and we'll talk to you about them.
I went to school at the Cecilia Jeffrey Indian Residential School, but I'd rather say I was incarcerated.
We were there for 1,100 some odd days. When the school closed in 1976, we were the last ones to leave. They shut the door on us and left us out there. We wanted to use the washroom. They wouldn't let us in. We waited 2 hours for the cab to come take us home.
First and foremost, in the city of Kenora, we do have to acknowledge the violence that began here when the city was being made and how it continues to this day, but we don't get stuck there. There's many good initiatives. We can do better.
Another barrier is the lack of welcoming spaces in town where everyone can gather, where everyone feels welcome.
We are trying to take down these barriers to give a route out for people. And it's not enabling, it's more to give them the chance to make change, because change has to start somewhere, and that's being a community and working together to make that change.
I feel like working with them and everybody on the streets, it opened my eyes to see different perspectives.
So what do you think, if you had to prioritize, what are the most needed actions right now to move in the direction we need to go, and who's responsible for taking those actions?
What's important for this reconciliation to begin is education, introducing Native culture, traditions, values, right from the kindergarten all the way through school.
It's for our grandchildren and those yet to come, all of our grandchildren, all of our children that are yet to come.
You can see many, many examples of reconciliation initiatives. There are many local models to build upon, things that have gone well or are going well.
More Indigenous involvement in decision-making at the community levels.
We're going to help people. And we need to do stuff like this more often.
I told them, you know what, I'm working here for the people, not for the money.
We operate out of the Nietzsche Friendship Center often, so we have been using that space 3 nights a week to open a community space, a welcoming, non-judgmental, warm place for people to come, eat together, gather.
Many people also said that it's an ongoing process. It's not something where you can just hold an event or attend a workshop and boom, everything is magically reconciled.
I have a 6-year-old daughter. She's a little sponge. They're little sponges, and they'll take it and they'll grow with it, you know. And I think they're the next leaders and teachers of what we're trying to do here.
Put more money, more resources into reconciliation initiatives, respect Anishinaabe law and jurisdiction, honor the treaty, return land.
I feel that there will be some change if we work together.
I asked the grandmothers and the grandfathers to give me something so that I can help my fellow people. And then a song slowly started coming towards me. So in closing, I'd like to share this song with you. And the words of the song is, my relatives, let's love one another. Let's work together for that life. Our Creator, our grandfather, is watching us. Yeah.